This is the plaintiff, Erica Dees Bonner. She says she was driving to the laundromat when out of nowhere, the defendant swerved her car, hit another car, went airborne, and the woman's car landed smack on top of hers. Thank God she didn't get the convertible she was considering buying, because if she had, she'd be dead. For some strange reason, the defendant doesn't think she has to pay for the damages she caused. So she's suing for $5,000, the amount she's owed. This is the defendant, Glenda Ramos. She says she's extremely thankful to be alive, and just so you know, seatbelts really do save lives. As far as the accident goes, the plaintiff's the one who hit her car, engulfing both vehicles in flames. In fact, the second part of the accident would never have happened if the plaintiff was paying attention to her driving or her money. No way. She's accused of driving recklessly. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $3,500, the value of her car.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Okay, Erica Dees Bonner?
Yes.
You are suing Glenda Ramos for $5,000, $2,900, the balance you owe on a car, items that apparently went up in flames, and missed work and pain and suffering. You have a counterclaim against her for $3,500, the value of your car that has also apparently become a total loss based on an accident that the two of you had. Ms. Dees Bonner, why don't you tell me first? Come on up to the chart, if you will, the diagram, and let me know if that helps you to explain what happened. That's you?
Yes, this is
okay.
Me. Okay. So this is me, and this is Mrs. Ramos.
Okay.
She's driving down Fifth Avenue, and a car comes out and tail clips her car, which sends it airborne. And
airborne, so you had to hit her pretty hard.
And it went on my car.
Get out of here.
I don't know if it's good still, but.
Give it a shot. There you go.
Okay.
Wow, that's good. I've got some seriously good staff. Hold on one second. We got people. Back it up. She's going down this way. This car hits the back of her. Did you see the actual?
All I saw was a
meteor coming.
Basically, I
right?
saw headlights coming in my direction.
Was it dark?
Yes, it was 10:30 at night. Yeah. So
go on.
I saw the headlights coming in my direction, and then my boyfriend was driving, and I just braced myself for impact, basically, because there was no stopping. Like it was.
And the headlights were high up in the air, not where a car should be.
In the distance, and then we saw them like high up. And
was there a lot of screaming?
Not really. I was kind of too
time for screaming.
Yeah, I just.
So this car, it hit her with such impact that she goes flying in the air.
Yes.
And then does it land in front of you and then on you, or just literally on you?
I'm not sure. All I know is that when I got out, I saw the van on top.
I think we get the idea. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All I know is that when I got out, I saw the van on top of my car.
So what'd you do? Yeah, go ahead and go back to the lectern. So what'd you do?
Well, I was, like I said, my boyfriend was the driver. I was in the passenger seat.
Come on up, boyfriend.
I couldn't get out of my door, and I saw he opened his door to get out of his door. So I climbed over the seat, and I just looked up and I saw the van, and I just was in like shock.
Did you know that it was on top of you? Like, you felt the roof crush?
No, the roof didn't cave in or anything.
What'd you do? You get out of the car, save yourself. You get out of the car, and I assume you help her get out of the car?
Yes.
And then what?
We got out, and she, the car.
What about the lady in the car on top of yours?
Yeah, the door
she's upside
open.
down on your car, on top like that, like a double decker.
Yeah, directly
wheels
on top
down,
facing the same way.
Oh my God! What are the odds?
When we got out, she was already out. Like the door was open and everything. She was already out, and her car caught on fire first, and leaked down to our car, and both cars caught on fire.
So the whole thing went up in flames?
Yes.
When you guys were clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
And how long after everybody exited the car did it go up in flames?
Maybe 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Not even.
How long have you two been together?
Well,
4 years.
What are you waiting for? You go through a near-death experience with a woman like that? What are you waiting for something better? You two made it out of it. This is not a sign. I don't know what is. Honey, tell me how it happened.
These litigants almost got into a fatal accident. The defendant's car literally flew on top of the plaintiff's car, but neither may be the true culprit. Let's listen.
I was going north on 5th Avenue. And
Yeah, come on, go ahead and come on up here and let's put the cars back in their original positions. So we'll make you the van. Were you in a van?
I was.
Okay,
So I was here,
right,
and I was trying to avoid him from hitting me.
right.
Um,
Because
and
you
he-
saw him coming out.
Yes.
Right.
And he clipped me.
How hard
my
did he
car-
clip you?
I honestly don't know, but my car went. I saw pavement.
From the clip, your car
Yeah.
went?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
On,
what do you call it? They say I was facing south,
uh-huh.
and my car was in this. It ended up this way.
So
So it
front-
was hit again, and my car went up. It was on.
So
its
her car
nose.
hit your car and went under your car?
Yes. And
So
it was
your
on
car
its
didn't go
nose.
flying up and, well, either way, I mean, I'm sure this is splitting hairs, but
Yeah, it's.
what was going through your mind when you realized that you are flying through the air?
I was thinking about my kids. I just wanted to make it up. That's it.
How many seconds was that moment? I'm sure it was 2 seconds, but what did it feel like?
An eternity. I just wanted to get up. I just couldn't believe that this was happening.
When you landed and you realized you were alive, what was going through your head?
I wanted to get out of the car because I
Right.
heard a click. I just heard a click, and I said, I have to get out of here.
Did you have your seatbelt on?
Yes, I did.
Did you have your seatbelt on? God bless you all. Go on.
Want to go back out?
Yeah, go ahead. Come back to the lectern. Go ahead.
I just jumped out of the car.
Did you have to
and
jump like, a story down? I mean, did you have to jump a car?
It was quite high up because I was on the tip of, like on the tip. So I had to jump out.
Do you guys have pictures?
Yes, I do.
Well, I don't have pictures I have pictures of my injuries, not of the car.
No.
I have
Can I see the pictures of the cars and we'll get to that? Lordy, lordy. Oh my gosh, that's the 2 cars?
Yes.
Oh, that's one all over, one totally on top of another almost. Is that from the back? Is that a back view, a rear view?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
Wow. Now, does anybody have a police report?
I have a police
Can
report
I see
now.
both of your versions of the police report? When you filed your complaint, Ms. Dees Bonner, I thought that you spoke of a 3rd car.
The car that initially hit her fled the scene from what the policeman
Did
told
you actually
us.
see that car?
I saw a van. No, not really.
Okay. And there was at least one independent witness to how it happened.
Absolutely.
And that independent witness, corroborates what she said and what you've learned, which is that there was a car that hit her, causing her to fly and end up hitting you. How do you justify suing her when what happened wasn't her fault? In other words, in court, it's about fault. And,
Yes.
someone's responsible to you if they violated a duty that they had to behave a certain way, responsibly. If someone propels her into you, what did she do wrong that would make her have to spend all this money and pay for all your damages?
Well, I understand accidents happen, but that's why you have insurance. And if she would have had insurance, I would have had some type of coverage for my car.
Okay, now because it turns out that your insurance had lapsed because you did not pay it on time.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So if you're driving along and then somebody slams into you, your car goes flying in the air and then lands on another car, are you responsible to that other person for the damage?
Legally, probably yes. I would say no. It's a chain reaction.
But legally, do you think the answer is yes?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Because you were at the effect of a problem. However, you're
having trouble saying it because it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Right.
Would you have responsibility to the person whose car you hit?
I would say no, because you were hit by another person. You
didn't do anything wrong.
No, you didn't hit that person first.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
I was given, and this is where I learned, you're not supposed to take verbal consent from people. My insurance company, the broker,
told me, yes, you can bring in your check. I brought the check.
Right. I'm not even sure if I believe you on that, because your insurance ended up lapsing. Your finance company on your insurance said you weren't paying the bills, and your insurance ended up lapsing, and there was nothing they could do about it after an accident. So you have a responsibility. You're a grown woman, and you should be paying your bills. But now you didn't have collision, right?
No, I had basic liability.
Right, exactly. So if you had collision, you also wouldn't be in that position, right? If everybody had insurance, insurance would be paying for it. But when you remove insurance from the equation, because court isn't about insurance, unless you're suing an insurance company, which, you guys are talking about each other's fault. I don't really care. Not that I don't care. You should be driving with insurance, and I'm sure there was a consequence to you. I hope there was. There should be. You should get a ticket for that. But it doesn't have anything to do with what happens here. I have to decide fault. The only way she has to pay you is if she's at fault. The only way she has to pay you, why are you cross-claiming against her? What does she do wrong that would cause her to have to pay for the damages to your car?
Because I was told I was hit a second time, and that's how my car went up, because my car was on its side.
Of course you were hit. You materialized out of nowhere in her path. His path. I mean, a second time if you want to split the life into tiny little nanoseconds. And her car hit you after the other car hit you because you came out of nowhere like a meteor. How would that be her fault or his fault?
I just don't feel it.
You're both grasping at straws. Who's the gentleman with you?
This
moral
is my
support
husband,
or a witness?
my moral support.
Okay. Stay right there. Folks, in life sometimes there are things that are one of those things. This is one of those things. You end up having to eat what happened to you for two reasons. Number one, no one knows who that guy left the scene, obviously. The person who, guy or gal. Do you even know if it was a man or a woman? You have no idea.
It was a gentleman.
It was a man. It wasn't it was no gentleman.
No gentleman.
That is the only thing I know, is that it was no gentleman. The man who fled the scene, we don't know his identity. If we knew his identity, the two of you could sue him, and or his insurance company would kick in, and then we might not be here. That is one reason why this is one of those things that is unfortunate for everybody. Okay? And the second reason that it is one of those things, that you've ended up having to reach out of your own pockets for your loss on each of your respective cars, is because you made a decision not to buy collision insurance, which would have covered your car regardless of fault or anybody else's pocket, right? And you ended up lapsing on your insurance. So you had to eat all of your loss. But I don't transfer blame and financial responsibility to either one of you on behalf of the first one, because this accident was neither of your faults. So on your lawsuit against her, 0. On your lawsuit against them, 0. Okay? And I am sure that this does not need saying, but every day when you open up those little eyeballs of yours and you live to see another day with people you love, you must be saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, that you survived something as horrendous as this. Good luck, folks. Thank you.
Hold on right there, please.
Well, here comes the plaintiff. At least she's alive and coming out here to tell us what your feeling is about the outcome.
I mean, I'm glad to be alive, but I have injuries. I should have some type of compensation. So, I mean,
is not having gotten more severely injured in that accident enough for you to take out of the courtroom?
It's enough, yeah. But I thought I would have got something.
You understand how
for not having insurance? No, yeah, I understand that.
Okay, all right. Just one of those things.
Yeah, something you got to deal with.
All right. Head right down this way.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so the defendant right here, step up a little bit. What's going through your mind here at this point, after everything you've been through?
I thought this was over, and it was an unfortunate accident, and that's what it is.
You looked death right in the eyes, didn't
Yes.
you? What was that like? That moment?
There's no words for it. It was devastating. Devastating.
Yeah, really? Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? It's nice to see you right here, right now. I'm glad you're here with us.
That's right. Thank you.
All right, over to Harvey.
It's pretty simple. To recover against another driver, you have to prove negligence, and there was no negligence here. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.